Okay, we're back for part two of the journal, and let's get this maybe just a little bit up there. Whoops. Okay, see if that works better. Okay, so here we are with part two, and this we left off with this tag on tea-dyed paper, and again, the other side. Here's a little card that I altered, and it's got a little probably a mask I use with jelly printing, and so I just pasted it on here, and on the back, trust the process. So another little place to journal. This is again tea-dyed paper and jelly printing paper with stamps and that I hand carved, and she can do something on the back. And a little adorned paper clip, some tea-dyed paper, another piece of that jelly printing, and then on the back she can just go ahead and journal on it. Here's a couple of little fold outs, again jelly printing with a little stamp I made, just plain on the inside, and this is some tea-dyed of that kids painting paper, newsprint, that's what it is, newsprints. It's got a nice feel to it, especially after it's been tea-dyed a little bit. Okay, and see if we can get through all this time. Just lots of papers in here of all kinds, bits and bobs, pieces of this and that. Be the change you want to see in the world, Gandhi. A little card, another little card. Jelly printing, some of that pattern paper that I got at the thrift store, a little envelope with some lace on it, and a little stamp, place to journal on inside, and just more papers, little stenciling with ink, and just little of this and that. Same thing here. A lot of pretty papers. I like using color. That's pretty obvious from all of my journals. That's one thing, is they're full of color. Here's another little tag I made, lace and some of that wallpaper as little tags to hold things in a little tuck spot. And again, another color card. Here's a quote. I wrote it down. Excuse me. I think it's important to realize you can miss something but not want it back. Paulo Coelho, who wrote The Alchemists. Here's some rice paper to write on, and oh dear, don't tell me this stuck. Oh, just a teeny little bit. Okay, it's probably just a little bit damp when it was damp when I put it in there. Well, I'll have to go over that. It was a Believe. I just glued it on the back of a tea bag. It has a pretty pattern on it. I was a little in a hurry, I guess, to get it in there. It was still a little damp from the glue. Again, more sewing. Oh. And not sure where this is supposed to go. Maybe here we'll put it. You got this. Again, just torn from a magazine. Place to journal. Little tag. Color tags. She actually sent this to me as a card for Mother's Day. Sometimes the strength of motherhood is greater than natural laws. Barbara Kingsolver. And so I just cut the front of the card off and put it back in here for her because she's a mother and she's very strong. More jelly printing. Here's a little tag that, again, from that paper, wallpaper. Here's another picture of her when she was doing gymnastics or dance, maybe. She did love to pose. And another envelope, just a magazine paper that was painted, and tea-dyed paper. I think I'll just go through the rest of this pretty quickly. you get the idea. But there's a lot of paper in here that's pretty. This is actually something I saw Shannon Green make, and I really like it. I've been doing it. It's hard to tell here, but she layers tissue paper and other kinds of painted papers with Mod Podge, and gets this really thick textured paper that you can do a lot of things with. From an old map, again, some more paper to write on. Here's another picture of my daughter. Isn't she adorable? Just sticking those in here for her. You just see, here's some of the paper that I got. That's pattern paper. Again, like I said, I don't use it very much, but it's a nice addition. Here's an envelope I made from a page that I colored, and there's just flips open, and there's all kinds of tuck spots in here. This is another one of those cards, the paint cards, and there's 3 different places to. I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but chuck it in the fuck it bucket and move on. Sometimes she needs that message. And again, little places to tuck and journal. And another little tuck spot with a stamp. I got some stamps actually through eBay. There was oh, these are actually from a thrift store, this one. But I did order 3 little tea stamps because I did a tea journal, and they were really cute. Another little altered paper clip with lace and some little rhinestones that I found. And again, just journaling places. Here's another tuck spot with a old journaling card with some lace on it. And it's from a cookie box. I think I'm going to put some more papers in here, but just folded it up and stuck it in here, a little band that I made out of paper and cardboard and lace. Stamping from a handmade stamp. Trash, some junk mail, and places to journal. Another places to journal, and leave room for magic. And this is something I made. This has got tissue paper on it with some cards. It was construction paper that I journaled on, and I'm going to actually tape this down and make it a tuck spot right there. More tuck spots. Some paper that I don't know if somebody sent this to me. I think somebody sent this to me, or I may have got it at a thrift store. Little tea dye paper. Again, some of the ribbon made from jelly printing, and some lace, some pretty lace. I think somebody sent this to me. I think it might have been Gwen Stepp, but I can't remember. Again, some more paper to journal on. Journaling spots. This is actually one of those masks that I cut out from cardboard and used it quite a bit to make my jelly prints. And after a while, it gets a lot of texture on it. A lot of paint builds up. It gets a lot of texture. And then I rub some gold paint on it, so it's really pretty and it's sort of old looking. And then just some lace that's been stained on the edges. And this is an old piece. This is actually something I was playing with in caustics and beeswax on. And this sort of, it's better as a background, definitely. And then on the inside, I was going to make this as a tuck, but I forgot and glued all around it. So that's okay. It's pretty. It's right there. This is a little waxy. And some of that wallpaper. This is the middle, or to the middle. And again, just pieces of paper to journal on. Another, it's probably using this as the mask for this jelly printing. And again, some tea boxes and some of that pattern paper I got at the thrift store. More of it. Some of it's cute, see? And just a little stamping. And at the thrift store they had a bridge scorecard, so I didn't know what a bridge scorecard looked like, but that's a pretty cool little journaling place. And a tea bag with a little tag for journaling, something leftover scrap. And yeah, Gwen did send me these tickets. Yay, I've never had tickets before to play with. So again, another little tuck spot, and another little piece of that pattern paper with hands on it. I thought that was cute. It's kids' hands. It goes in there. So it's just a page I folded, flaps down, and a piece of color color card, and another little drawing, another goddess shape, and a pocket sewing on here. And then on the back I just put some jelly printed paper that I had. Again, more tuck spots and cards to journal on. Here's a bag I cut off and taped it down. So there's tuck spots here and tuck spots there. Lots of places to journal. And then in the big part, I make these journal cards. So this is a card that I made, jelly printed and different mixed media. It's collaged, and then on the inside there's a sark. Celebrate being wonderful. That's a good birthday sentiment. This is all jelly printed on the inside. Little journaling spot and a little band with joy, choose happy. So this was a good birthday present, and I make these and put them in shops around town. And it goes right in here. Again, just more places to journal. You can actually journal on this paper. Again, just little journaling spots, a little tag stamped, and another little piece of paper. It's tucked in. Just, again, lots of color. Lots of color. Okay, and here's a Sing in the Moonlight. I just wrote that on a book page, and more places for journaling. Another goddess image, and she can maybe doodle on that. Oh, and this sari ribbon is really beautiful because some of you still get pieces of the gold thread embroidered on it. So I really am happy I purchased that. More tuck spots and things to journal. Another little one of those handmade books that you can paste things in. A little smash book. Let's see if I can get this back in here. And a piece of wallpaper taped down. Hands that I think these came in a glove. These were in the side of gloves, and I use them as masks for my jelly printing. More jelly printing with handmade stamps and just pretty colors. And Hello Kitty was one of her favorites when she was growing up. She grew up in Hawaii, and we had a lot of Japanese stores, and Hello Kitty was a big one there. And that was one of her favorites when she was little. Here's another something stamped with all kinds of stamps, and says friendship, and another place to, this is some of that patterned paper, more journaling spots, goes with that. This is a roll-off, probably roll-off sheet for my brayer. Just more places to journal. Take time to enjoy the simple things in life. Dance in the rain. Again, more little cards. This one says, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Dr. Seuss. So more sewing and lace. Again, using some of those tickets. This is a little tag button cardboard I glued on, sewed on, and then a place to journal on the back. And another place to tuck a tag. Here's a tag I made, and just sewed some of the hem binding on the side, and you can write on the back, just a tag to stick in there. I'll use it up all kinds of stuff. Love is a circle without end. Here's a tag I made that, you know, when your paint in the paint tubes, acrylic paint, dries up right at the opening and has these little things that you always have to peel off. And so I save them. I saw somebody add them to a mixed media painting one time. But I saved them. I thought, oh, well, there, I can just put it on here, a little piece of the stuff that comes off, the scrap, the trash, the junk that comes off the acrylic paint tubes. So, and again, just pieces of paper, and gold was sort of smeared on the back. So, real trash stuff other people would probably throw away. Again, just more places to journal, and that folds out. There's another pocket, a little stamp, and you can open that up. And I'll stick this in like that. We're almost done. tea box, and it's got How Beautiful, How Buoyant and Glad is Morning by Ellie Landon. I always like the Celestial Seasoning boxes because they always had cool quotes. This is something I jelly printed, and this was a larger piece of watercolor board, and I just cut it up and made a nice tag, little doodling and so forth. And here's some more of that tea-dyed paper and Dharma, and nice place to journal, families. I like fudge. Most are sweet, mostly sweet with a few nuts. That's our family. Only they're mostly nuts. Again, this was a jelly printed paper I just glued on top of this piece that I had done some spraying on, just to experiment. I got some little spray bottles, and again that wallpaper and a little paper clip that I put some yarn on. Cool. She can open that up. This is from the front of a Christmas card probably, but peace is always a good thing. More jelly printing, card, little stamps, imagine, places to journal. Again, another place to journal. This is another hand-carved stamp. This one actually is, I bought a long time ago when I was working with the clay. This makes really pretty silver metal impressions. And then this, I carved that stamp. And more tags, pockets, just paper. Nothing interesting other than pretty colors on the jelly printing. I love jelly printing because it's just mindless, beautiful colors. A little bit of stamping through stencils and Stand in the Sun. Again, on some jelly printed stuff. And the last page here.